So the second part is your sound. So this is, I think, is the most trouble that artists have because it's their creative, the creative zone. This is what defines you the most, is the music you make. All right, so what is your sound? This is the fundamental part of an artist. This makes you you, and it's also, if you develop your sound, it's the quickest way to grow as an artist. So what do I mean by that? Having a collective sound is just think of the artists that you know. They all have a particular sound, right? Whether it's like those rock legends like AC/DC or like Nirvana, they all have a certain sound that they more or less stuck to. And because of that, kind of grew exponentially as an artist. If you think of, let's look at Linkin Park, because that's a band that I listened to a lot growing up. They stuck with kind of like underground progressive, kind of like, I would say more underground alt rock for the most part in the beginning, and then they changed a lot later on. That's kind of like an outlier, just letting you know. Like if you're looking at other bands as case studies, if they're changing their sound, it's because they have the luxury to do so. Because if they change their sound, and some people leave, they're still making millions of dollars. So just keep that in mind. We are not like the legends that exist above us. But, oh shit. So when you're determining your sound, you want to try to pinpoint what's unique about it when you do it. So if you say, okay, I'm gonna make EDM. So what part of that, when somebody makes like a TikTok compilation of what would this sound like if you, like, let's say Nolly, it's like, what would it sound like if Nolly produced it? You want it to be kind of distinct. So I think this is a pretty good thing to think about. And when you're developing your sound, make sure you take your time with it. So it's like, it doesn't have to be right away. I know like developing the sound takes a long time. For me, it took, to where I am now, it's still like evolving, but I've been doing this for 5 years, right? And I got here maybe like a year ago. So take your time, experiment with what you enjoy. Just play around with all these different things. And it, like, yeah, the last point, it doesn't have to be unique, but it should be personalized. So you can stick with a certain genre. It doesn't have to be a whole new genre. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time, but you just have to make something that's unapologetically you. So let's do some case studies here. If you're thinking of Joji, what kind of genre is he? You can just write it down in the chat. Just throw it in there. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Indie? Okay. If you know the artist, some of you might not. I tried to pick pretty popular artists, but I might miss the mark. So yeah, sad boy. Genre is like, okay, so I got like lo-fi, R&B, some trap in there. What are the characteristics? You guys already kind of like got it in there, but his voice is always pained, like he's crying. He's just got done crying. Um, his his tone is kind of dark, and he's a sad boy. All right, so let's look at Harry Styles too. What kind of genre is Harry Styles, or what kind of characteristic does he have? Happy poppy boy, pop rock. Yeah, y'all really know your shit. Sorry, I don't know if I should say that. Okay, so it's pop, indie pop rock, a little bit of funk, a little bit of folk. What characteristics do they have? Um, Eric said at the beginning, it's like a happy poppy boy. Um, with the newest stuff, it was kind of bringing like old fashioned stuff back into the main youth appeal. Now we got the legendary Cardi B. What kind of genre or characteristics does Cardi B have? This is the last one. Yep. Yep. You got rap in there, some drill. What kind of characteristics? Like what kind of stuff is Cardi B? What's BBR? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Some people kind of like say that's aggressive, sexual, and unapologetic. So I would say, yeah, bad bitch rap. That makes sense. Um, yeah. So like these types of sounds, um, when you go to an artist, you want to hear more of that sound. So it goes to show that if you keep a consistent sound within your discography, it's a lot easier for fans to come back, listen to your stuff, and stick around for other songs as well, because they want to keep the same mood and energy, to keep going. So if they can find someone that could fit that note for everything, they'll stick around and they'll be a follower. They'll listen to your music. So for these 2 minutes, and you can ask questions also if you want. Um, what's your sound, or the sound that you want to go for? And then name 3 or more artists that you would fit with that sound. Okay. So I'll come back at 31. Yes, I can add 2. Hey Lance, how's it going? We're just doing a little exercise. So we just got done talking about sound, um, and how that's important for an artist. Um, so if you want to, you can write down like what kind of sound you are, as an artist or a musician, or what kind of sound you want to go for, and you can name 3 or more artists that would fit that sound. Does anybody want to share what they got? Phoebe Bridgers. That's pretty good. So I would say, shoot, there was somebody in TikTok that kind of blew up over this. I don't remember. Phoebe Bridgers is that kind of like who's that? I know it's not the same person, but that driver's license girl. It's kind of like that same tone. Love Charlie Puth. Okay, so kind of like a very chill EDM, but also I guess Charlie Puth is pretty funk pop. Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay, nice. Nice. So you guys know a little bit about what kind of sound you want to go for. So it's a pretty good idea to look at those artists. You can also, if you want to do a deeper dive on how you want your sound to be, look at your favorite artists. Look at what playlist they're in. So it's on Spotify. This is a good note to write down. So look at the Spotify playlist that they're placed in. So Phoebe Bridgers, look at, shoot, I could do that right now. I won't. It's too much effort. You can look at the playlist and then listen to that playlist, and you'll find, I mean, they put in like sounding artists. So you can quickly develop an idea of what kind of sound you want to go for. Star is Born. Tell me something, girl.